What's going on, guys? Mickle here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you why this entire Ripple SEC case is all a show and was designed to bring XRP clarity in the marketplace, when in this case is said and done, XRP is going to be the only digital asset with undoubtable clarity in the US markets, and this is going to do insane things for the price of XRP. Those who are willing to invest in XRP during the FUD, during the difficult times, are going to be poised to make insane profits when XRP is declared as the backbone for a future financial system built into the internet. Guys, if you enjoyed this content, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's jump right into it. Alrighty guys, well, you know, if you've been following this channel for the last couple of weeks, I have been working overtime to expose the SEC, the corruption that went on there, and their blatant lies to the public to try to give Ethereum and Bitcoin a free pass. On the other hand, I do recognize that this might be one of the most poorly litigated lawsuits of all time, and the SEC is literally setting themselves up to lose this case. Their lies are so obvious that the retail public is all over them and directly exposing their own arguments. This is one reason why in the back of my mind, I always am under the consideration of the possibility that this entire case was a show to bring XRP clarity, and in this video, I'm going to lay it all out there for you and show you guys why it is extremely possible that this lawsuit was just a way to shake out retail investors and give XRP the clarity it needs to be one of the most important digital assets in a financial system. Let's jump right into it because I think this might blow your mind. First, I need to show you how poorly this case was drawn out by the SEC, and these are very smart lawyers who work for the SEC, so it makes you have to wonder, did they intentionally sink this case and draft a lawsuit that was so horrible that it was impossible for the SEC to win from the start, no matter how hard they tried? Let's jump into it. First, we know the SEC is trying to deny all responsibility that they said Bitcoin's not a security, Ethereum's not a security. Yet, we see all over their own website, they directly refer to Bill Hinman's speech as market guidance by the SEC. The SEC understands that if they cannot prove that they did not give guidance on Bitcoin and Ethereum back in the day, and if people can figure out that the SEC did say that Bitcoin and Ethereum were not securities, then this opens the door for XRP also not being a security. The SEC is unable to differentiate the difference between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP because there realistically is very minute differences that the SEC could not be able to argue. The SEC's only hope is to say, all the way back in the day, we never said anything about Bitcoin and Ethereum, but this is a blatant lie because they left trails everywhere and even on their own website. How could you possibly be this sloppy if you planned on winning this lawsuit? Literally directly on their website, they have articles stating that, yeah, we did say Bitcoin and Ethereum were not securities back in 2018, and it was directly in Bill Hinman's speech. And now, again, we can see in even more documents all over the SEC website. You can literally see the SEC logo right here, and then look in this speech, and it says, we disagree with your conclusion that Bitcoin is a security in 2019, and now in the Ripple case, the SEC is trying to re-argue this and say, the SEC has not taken an official position. There's no action it took to say Bitcoin is not a security, Ethereum is not a security. So where are we right now in this whole thing being a show? Well, we know right now the SEC's main argument in this court case saying that XRP is a security is a blatant lie and is so poorly argued that we as retail investors are actually able to dig up the proofs ourselves. This is a horrible argument because they still have evidence on their own website proving the contrary. So what does this mean? How could the SEC, with the brilliant lawyers who work there, possibly think that this argument was going to win the case? It's one of two things. This is either the worst litigated SEC lawsuit of all time, or it was all a show and the SEC brought this lawsuit knowing they would never be able to win it, but what it was designed to do is give XRP clarity so that it can be used for its full intended purpose. And make sure you guys stick to the end of the video, because I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind, and a direct quote from Jay Clayton that makes it seem like this was his intended plan from the start. Let's keep going. If I want to read this tweet thread to you real quick, because I tweeted this out over 3 months ago, and I think it really summarizes my entire thoughts on this whole thing. It says, the SEC lawsuit versus Ripple sole purpose was to give clarity to the market. Why? The SEC can't choose if an asset is a security or not. They can only enforce securities laws already created. With that being said, the courts can make something a security, and so can Congress. Unfortunately, Congress is too busy doing nothing to focus on digital assets. So the only way to create law was through the courts. Why can't the SEC just give more Hinman speeches? Well, he only gave market guidance, not clarity. ETH technically could still be declared a security. The SEC does not have the power to declare things a security or not. This needs to be written into law through the courts. The SEC could fight this case as hard as they wanted, but the fundamental argument was wrong from the start. XRP is not a security of Ripple. It's a security of the XRPL. XRP does not depend on the health of Ripple. It depends on the health of the XRPL. Jay Clayton set up a lawsuit he knew he was going to lose and then left. This lawsuit was never meant to be won. It was meant to create clarity in the market. Security or no security, one thing is clear. This is a Ripple test, and the outcome will define all of crypto. This entire lawsuit done by Jay Clayton was done to create a standard in the market. Congress is not doing its part to create laws to regulate this market. The SEC cannot create the laws. Therefore, the only way to create laws in the market was to spin up a court case against the most powerful crypto company in the entire world and sue them on a case that was impossible to win. They left evidence all over their own website that Ripple could use to wreck the SEC in this case, but the standards being created from this lawsuit would give cryptocurrencies the rules that they need to go forward and be a systemically important part of our financial system. Let's keep going. If we see right here, this is a direct quote from Jay Clayton, and it says, the international payment system is extremely efficient. And in this, what do you want to call it? In this conversation right here between these 5 people, they are directly talking about how blockchain can solve these problems, and his comment is the international payment system is extremely inefficient, and then immediately goes and sues Ripple. Well, why would he be suing the cryptocurrency company that is trying to make these international payments more efficient if he fully realizes it's a massive problem? Well, the big problem is there's no clarity around digital assets. The only way to create this clarity is through law. No laws were being created because Congress wasn't doing anything. Therefore, he would have taken it upon himself to sue Ripple, put them in a position to get out of the unclear situation they were, and have the courts declare XRP is not a security. Let's keep moving. This is a tweet from Tony Valentino, which was an old person of the XRP community who disappeared, and it reads, regulatory clarity will be the first major announcement. This will open the gates to many institutions that are waiting on the sideline. We could easily see the market cap grow by a few trillion within weeks. Next step will be UN, IMF, Fed throwing their weight behind XRP. What is happening right now in the Ripple case is XRP is being given this clarity. The SEC cannot make laws. They can only enforce current laws. Congress makes the laws. Congress was not making any laws for digital assets. The only way to give XRP the clarity it needed was through a court case where the laws could be defined through the court system. This is what's happening right now, and if XRP comes out on the other side of this and is the only digital asset with undoubtable clarity as not being a security in the market, I think it's fair to say that there is a very high chance that this was all a show to give XRP the clarity it desperately needed. The next thing I want to show you guys is just XRP is not, and Ripple are not just some random companies. They're literally working on CBDCs all over the world. They're working in jurisdictions that have clarity. The US drastically needs to catch up. They need to get on par with these massive G20 countries who are utilizing an American company, Ripple, to upgrade their financial system. Congress wasn't acting. The courts had to. The SEC took it into their own hands, put a BS lawsuit on Ripple that the SEC could not win, all in an effort to give XRP clarity. And then what they're going to do is they're going to redact all the evidence from this case, put it all in a file so no other company can use it to get clarity, and XRP is going to have freedom in the market and clarity that no other crypto has. The last thing I want to show you, end this on a lighter note. This is a pretty funny video put out by Stephen Hubert, and just listen to it.
There needs to be clarity in the market.
I think there's actually a fair amount of clarity.
There needs to be clarity in the market.
I think there's actually a fair amount of clarity.
So, whether or not this was all a show or not, I think we can all agree Gary Gensler was a joke. Guys, make sure you go to my Twitter and take a look at this tweet thread I put out. Read it over a couple times. It really helps me put my thoughts into words. You can read it a little slower so I'm not ranting. It will help you guys understand why it's a possibility that this entire court case was all a show to give XRP clarity. It's very possible this was just a horrible litigated lawsuit and it was done out of corrupt reasons. I guess we'll never know the answer, but the outcome of what happens and the determination on what XRP is might help us understand this, and I think it will also be interesting to see how fast US banks and massive corporations start adopting XRP once there's clarity, and I think that will also be a telltale sign on whether this was a plan or just something that happened randomly. Anyway, guys, we'll see. Thank you so much for coming, and for now, Mickle out.